All right, do this plain and simple. This is a response to the rant Angry Joe had about the Nintendo about Nintendo taking his video Mario Party 10 video down. I feel him. I understand him. I am completely on his side. The partnership program made by Nintendo is a very sleazy, scummy way for Nintendo to try and let you still make videos. And even then, there's a bunch of loopholes in there that just don't fit what Nintendo should be pushing. Also, on another front, the amiibo situation has gotten worse. It's never gotten better. Nintendo should try to be making these things like Skylanders or Disney Infinity figures and making them available at all costs, not making them available for short periods of time, but making sure that everyone can get one and not have to buy amiibos for $40-50 because they're exclusives at certain stores, and well, pre-orders go out of stock almost immediately because, well, companies aren't regulated on what they're supposed to be giving out quantity wise for pre-orders. The amiibo is a debacle. It's terrible. The YouTube thing is worse. Nintendo wants to take profit from its own people who, well, not its own people, but people who put out great content, great things out there for other people to see, and give whether or not these games should be bought by those people. They don't look at it like that. They look at it as somebody trying to steal something from them, and that's just wrong. We just want to provide the best experience possible. Now, I'm a Nintendo fanboy. I own a Wii U. I own amiibos. I've owned a Nintendo console dating back to the Super Nintendo. I have gotten my hands on an NES. I have a 64. I've got a GameCube. I spent $430 to buy the limited edition Majora's Mask Nintendo 3DS because I love Zelda and I love that franchise. But what Nintendo is doing does not match what they strive to do in late, long successions. Supply and demand is a big thing that they don't meet 100% of the time. And that's just one issue. This YouTube thing is huge. Look at guys like Nintendo Capri Sun, whose content is pretty much almost nothing but Nintendo. Look at Game Grumps, who put out Nintendo videos. They're recently been going through the Super Mario 64 playthrough that they have. A lot of people like Nintendo. I like Nintendo. But what Nintendo is doing isn't right. It isn't right for their business. It isn't right for their company. And it's because they're an older thinking company that these things are happening. It's not fair to us. It never will be fair to us. I want to make videos about Nintendo. Specifically, I would love to make video about Nintendo's music and how it's grown and evolved. But things like these things that they put forward, their partnership program, they stop it from happening. I am a Nintendo fanboy, but I don't agree with a lot of their policies right now. A lot of their views and a lot of the things that they're doing to other people. It's not right. It's not fair. And they should apologize and they should strive to make this community better rather than shutting this community out. Now, this is coming from somebody who's not that big and probably never will be, but I needed to weigh my 2 cents on this because I wanted to show Joe and a bunch of other people that you can be a fanboy of a company, but you can also disagree with what they're doing. And I disagree right now 100% with the partnership program. I disagreed when it first came out. I was a little bit more lenient towards it, teetering, but still disagreeing. But I disagree 100% with it now, especially if they're going to DMCA content that isn't being monetized. That's not fair. That's not fair to Joe. That's not fair to anyone. And he showed that game in a good limelight. I know I watched half the video. And that's not saying that I watched all of it, of course, but I watched half of it. I like Joe. I think Joe's a great guy. And he gets angry for a reason. And he only gets angry when people fuck up. And at this point, Nintendo, you done fucked up. You done fucked up hard. Amiibo should be more readily available to the people here and the people in Japan and the people in Europe. I shouldn't have to try strangling somebody for a goddamn fucking toy. That's not how it works. I should be able to walk in to a GameStop, to a Best Buy, to a Fry's Electronics if you live in the area that a Fry's Electronics exists, or, you know, like one of those stores that exists in your local area. I should be able to walk into one of those stores and go, Lucina, got it. Leave. Pay for it on my way. But that's not the case. Amiibo pre-orders, when they go up, it's a lot of skeeving. And then there are those who pre-order the figure just to be like, I can make money off of this. Nintendo, I want to give you my money. I want to give you the money for purchasing your product. I didn't want you to take money away from me for sharing an experience I have with your product. I mean, technically I can do that on the couch with a bunch of friends, but I want other people to understand what I see in you. You have the potential for great things. You always have, and you've always done so in the past. And all you got to do is just change a few things, and, well, you'll be all green in my eyes again. I'm not saying that I dislike you. I'm saying I'm disliking what you're doing. So please, Nintendo, for Angry Joe's sake, for the sake of other YouTubers, for my sake, change your policies a little bit. Shake things up. Come into the new age. We're waiting for you. And it's really only that, is we're waiting on you. You guys innovate and push things and go beyond boundaries, and you bring things to us. That's great. But if you stick in the past with policies like preventing us from going out and showing other people what your games are like, getting that fan who's sitting on the fence about purchasing the next Mario Party or the next Pokemon because he thinks, well, it's just going to be the same game, right? Well, we can help with that. I love Nintendo. And Joe, I love what you've done, sticking your neck out like that. And the haters can hate. But, dude, keep going with what you're going. You can almost never do wrong in my eyes. I'm with you with 100%. You don't know me, but I'm there. So, I just wanted to give my 2 cents. And thanks, guys, for watching all the way through, I guess. It's a short video, but whatever.